Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Mark, and I've decided to call these staff interviews the Diet Coke interviews. So I've always got one. I've had them at the other two, and this is the third one. And I'm with Darrell Stein. And Darrell, what is your official title here at Spring Baptist Church? Do you even know?
I believe I know. I'm actually the Klein campus pastor.
Yep, he's Klein campus pastor and does all kinds of things concerning systems for us here at the church. He's doing a fantastic job, and we're glad to have you on staff. How long have you been at Spring Baptist now?
This summer will be 7 years.
For 7 years. I didn't realize it'd been that long.
Goes by fast.
Yep, it does. But we're at a great church.
Absolutely.
You're at a great church. People love you. You love them, and time has a tendency to fly. So
Yes.
anyway, what I'm wanting to do is let our people know about a little bit about your background, and they don't get to hear us very often. Now they hear me and you probably more than anybody else because we preach.
Right.
But even doing that, they don't hear our personal testimony that much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'd like for you to share with everyone kind of an abbreviated version of when you got saved.
Yeah, I was actually 33 years old when I got saved.
Yeah.
And I did not grow up as a Southern Baptist. I grew up Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until I went away to college and went to church with a roommate of mine that I'd heard actually the gospel presented for the first time. And after I heard that, I kept going back to church and hearing it over and over again. And it was very different from what I heard in the particular church that I'd grown up in.
Yeah.
And it took me several years to actually truly understand what salvation was and what was required for salvation. So it took me years to wrestle through all that. And finally, when I understood what it meant, that's when I fully surrendered my life to the Lord at age 33.
Well, prior to that time, what did you believe a person had to do to be saved?
I thought that I had to do things. It was all about works. What could I do to earn God's favor, to earn that salvation? So if I went to church, if I partook in communion, if I did other things that were in the church, if I was a good person, I thought those are things that I could earn. And I always had to be earning because I never knew if I'd done enough or if I did something that would cause me to lose my salvation. What do I have to do then to earn it back again?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a problem. Some of our best members here at Spring Baptist Church are former Catholics. I mean, they really are fantastic people. What's kind of funny is I've had a couple of occasions, at least, where people have had family members come here from maybe another country or whatever, and I'll be introduced as their priest. Yeah, which is kind of fun. I enjoy that. But so anyway, that's your salvation experience, and we don't believe in what the Bible calls hirelings here at Spring Baptist Church. We want to put people on staff that have been called by God to serve God. So tell us about your call into the ministry. How did that happen?
So when I was 38, I sensed that the Lord was leading me to attend seminary, and it made no sense to me at the time. I was working in local law enforcement. I was working that job plus overtime, plus working a second job to try and make ends meet for my family. And so I felt the Lord leading me to go to seminary because He had something else planned for me. I had no idea what. And I told God no. I said, this makes no sense. You know my past. You know the kind of person I've been before. And there are many more people much more qualified than me. So I'm not qualified. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. And for 6 months, God continued to press upon me what He wanted me to do. And finally, I sat down with Laura, my wife, one day, and I said, I need to tell you this. This is not going away. And she had the same questions I did. How are we going to afford this? How do you got the time? You don't. I said, I know. This makes no sense. And continued to wrestle with God over this. And finally, one day, I said, okay, God, I don't know why, and I don't know how you're going to make this happen, but I will go if that's what you plan is for me. And He almost overnight arranged circumstances to where I had the money and the time to go.
That's great.
And that was a confirmation of exactly what I knew what I was doing with He wanted me to do.
That's amazing. Whenever we say yes to God, He puts everything in order.
Yes.
He's always faithful to do that. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
And so, did you wrestle with the call at all? I mean, for very long, you said
about 6 months.
6 months. I wrestled for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did not want to surrender to the ministry. I had my life planned out. I was going to be a dentist, and all that stuff. And had already started college, majoring in biology to become a dentist. And when God called me, I fought it for at least a year. And I was afraid he'd send me somewhere I didn't want to go,
Mm-hmm.
or make me do something I didn't want to do. But I'm like you. Ever since I said yes, I've never been sorry.
Right.
Never been sorry. So, what tell us about your family? You mentioned Laura. How long have you guys been married?
This June will be 25 years.
25 years.
Mm-hmm.
And you got married where? Did you get married here in the Houston area?
Yeah, we got married here in Spring. I was born and raised here, and so we got married here.
Were you married in the Catholic Church?
No, no, it was not. So married in a Methodist church, actually.
You don't know what you are, do you?
I'm kind of all over the place.
We have a member here who shall remain nameless. I won't name who it is, but he's had a lot of background in different religions, and he's been like, I don't know, Methodist, Assembly of God, Church of God, Catholic, all those different things. And then he got an allergy to alcohol, and so he told his wife, he said, we might as well be Baptist now. so,
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, I thought that's kind of funny. So what is your favorite thing about Spring Baptist Church?
One thing I love is that it feels like family. And I'd grown up going to larger churches even after graduating from college. The churches I attended had thousands of people in attendance. And so I never felt really close and connected. But then when I began to pastor the Klein campus, at the time it ran about 90 or so folks, it felt like family. And even though we're around 150, 175 right now, I know all the adults by first name. I know their children. I know what's going on in their lives. And it's like having 175 family members.
Yeah.
We're all very close. Yeah. And the love is incredibly strong and support. And so that's why I love each other. What I love about the situation is that we all come together as family to support one another, to pray for one another, and help each other get through difficult times.
Yeah. When you tell people in Houston that the average size church, not just Baptist church, but most denominations, mainline denominations, the average mainline denomination churches run 100. You tell people in Houston that, they don't believe you. It's like, no, because we have big churches here. But once you get to a church running 1,200, you're in the top 0.6% of the largest churches in America of any denomination. Now, the thing I love about Spring Baptist Church is exactly what you just said, is that we are a large church, but we don't feel like one. We feel like a family, and I like that. We've seen so many times where the people have reached out and ministered to one another, people that they know here in the church and in the community. Our people love this community. This is where we live. It's where God's planted us, and they serve very faithfully. So, anyway, I'm glad that you had time to do this interview, and I'm thankful for all of you guys watching. I hope this has been a blessing to you and informative, so you'll know a little bit more about your executive staff here at Spring Baptist Church. God bless you. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.